What's up guys, my name is Spenny, and in this video I'm going to talk about how Virgin Galactic is actually the least risky stock in the entire market today. Now you're probably thinking I'm absolutely crazy for saying that, but I'm going to explain my thought process behind it, and using this strategy I really do believe you have a 99% chance of success. So let's get into it. Okay, so I realize that it's very controversial to say. Everybody's saying is that Virgin Galactic is high risk, and even myself in previous videos I mentioned it's high risk, high reward, and it is playing it in the long term. However, I have a strategy in the short term where I really don't see the risk, so I do encourage you guys to find flaws in this thesis I'm going to explain. Now naturally, I think I'm quite controversial and argumentative at times because of my job. So I work for the federal government of Canada, so I'm in court often arguing cases, arguing stories where I'm battling it out in court, finding arguments, finding any kind of flaw in the logic and the reasoning and all these things. So my mind is always trying to find flaws, whether that's stocks or anything really. I'm always trying to pick it apart to come to a very high conviction rate on the stocks that I invest in. However, it's really important as investors that we open ourselves up to opposing views, because you never know, you could be missing in a really key important part that could completely change your opinion on a stock. So I really encourage you guys to comment down below and find any flaws in this story I'm going to tell you, because that could possibly save me money or you guys money as well. And at the end of the day, this is really the great thing about YouTube. We have thousands of retail investors talking about stocks, making arguments, and we're all just trying to make money. So take in as much information as you can, but just keep in mind, these are just opinions of other people. Okay, so I'm gonna break down my strategy with Virgin Galactic and how I've come to the conclusion that there's a 99% chance to make money and a less than 1% chance to lose money. And when I say 99% chance to make money, I'm not talking about making a 10% return. I'm talking about making 100% plus return on the stock. So just to be clear, this is just for the short term, up until Richard Branson flies to space. After that, my strategy no longer applies. Okay, so I'm going to explain the least controversial part of this story, and I think it's something we can all agree on. But comment down below if you don't agree with this. So my belief is that when Richard Branson is flying to space, that the stock price is going to trade multiples higher than the $20 price we're at today. So I hope we can all agree on that. Richard Branson's going to space, we won't be trading at $20. And based on the past history of this stock and how it trades on news, I think that's just quite expected. Okay, so if we all believe that, then we're in agreement that Virgin Galactic one day will trade at a higher stock price than today as long as that event happens. So that means the risk in this stock is that event not happening. So we need to look at the probability of Richard Branson not going to space, because that's really the risk in the short term. And I've come up with two risks. So number one, which I'm gonna state as a risk, but then I'm gonna explain how it's actually not a risk, it's just a delay. So if we don't get FAA approval in the month of October, because we're expected to see a test flight happen shortly after October 22nd, which Virgin Galactic is claiming could get them FAA approval, which would enable Richard Branson to fly to space in the first quarter of 2021. So if we don't get that approval just because the FAA says, no, we don't believe you guys are ready, you need more test flights. Okay, well then that's just gonna delay them, but this isn't actually a risk in you losing money, it's just a delay. It doesn't mean they're not going to get FAA approval, it's just gonna take more time, which means it's gonna take you more time to make money on the stock. So I really don't see a delay in that being a risk. It just means you aren't making money yet, but you still could in the future. The only actual risk I see with Richard Branson not flying to space is if they crash. But let's think, what is the probability of a crash? In my opinion, this is honestly gotta be less than a 1% chance a crash actually occurring. You gotta think, as a company, would they even ever consider commercial space flights if there was a higher than 1% chance? I really don't see that being the case. There's no way customers would be flying if there was like a 5% chance of death. There's no way the pilots would be going up in space if that was the case. There's no way this would even be a business model if there was that kind of chance to crash and burn your entire business. And I do believe Virgin Galactic has a strong conviction level that they are completely ready for space travel, considering they did hire Michael Kolgleiser, who's from Disney, to solely focus on the tourism side of this business. So to me, that's showing they have the space side down. George Whitesides knows what he's doing. They're almost FAA approved, and they have the technology down, but they need to work on the space tourism side, and that's where Michael comes in. So maybe you guys disagree. I don't know how, but maybe you think there's a 5, 6, or maybe a 4% chance of a crash. I don't see that. If that was the case, I don't think anybody would invest in this company, and I don't think this would even be a company. So I'm gonna go with the number there's actually less than 1% chance of a crash. But for simplicity, let's just say 1% chance of a crash. Okay, so what is the risk of you losing money using this logic? Well, like I said, there could be delays with FAA approval, but that's just delays. You'll still make your money in the future when Richard Branson goes to space, so that's not a risk. The only real risk is that less than 1% chance of a crash that would ruin this business. Now, please comment down below if you think there's another big risk that could prevent Richard Branson from going to space. I don't see it, though that is the only risk that I see preventing that event from ever occurring. So, using that logic, you have a 99% chance of making money, and you have a 1% chance of losing all your money. And just keep in mind, this 99% chance to make money isn't just a 10% return. This is realistically gonna shoot the stock price up in the 50+ range when Richard Branson's going to space. The mainstream media is gonna be all over this. It's gonna be the biggest thing in the stock market. It's gonna be more hyped up than anything. So I'm expecting the stock to shoot up in the 50+ range at least when he's going to space. It could even hit $100 for all I know. I can't really predict that, but I do think it's gonna be at least double from where we're at today. So using my logic, you have a 99% chance to double your money or even 3 to 4x your money, and you have a 1% chance of losing your money. I really don't see a better risk versus reward situation in the entire stock market right now. And just remember, this is short-term risk reward. After Richard Branson goes to space, the risk versus reward completely changes, and I'll do a video way in the future when that happens and give my opinions on where Virgin Galactic is going. So please, I encourage you guys to find flaws in what I'm saying. So comment down below if you can think of anything, or even if you agree, comment down below, let me know what you think. Okay, so why would the stock double in price? What would really cause that? Well, like I said, this is a huge event, so news and hype and fear of missing out would cause tons of investors to jump in and push the stock higher. But not only that, it's also short interest. So Virgin Galactic is a heavily shorted stock, which means people are betting it's going to go down in price, which I think is just absolutely crazy. And these people clearly just don't have a brain, in my complete opinion. Now, looking at this chart, we can see right now, Virgin Galactic is 29% shorted, where about 10 days ago, it was at 22%. Now, the reason why it's gone up is because the stock price is going up. The higher the stock price goes, the better chance the stock could go down and shorts can make money. That could change really quickly. For example, if it was announced on a certain date that Richard Branson's going to space and the stock shoots up, it would squeeze the shorts out, causing the stock to shoot even higher than it would normally go without any shorts in the stock. And if we just look at how Virgin Galactic has been traded in the last year, we can get an idea of how this stock reacts to news. Now, back in January, the stock traded around $11 a share, but a bunch of news and hype came out that shot this stock all the way up to around $42 a share, and then it came crumbling down around COVID time. And we've been trading sideways, had the odd blip up on some news, and then came back down in recent months. So just knowing we have hit $42 a share, I don't think it's unrealistic that if we actually have the founder of the company, Richard Branson, go to space, and the company is fully FAA approved, that we should reasonably see the stock trade at much higher levels than even $42. So that's really my short-term thesis on the stock. I get comments all the time of if people should be buying around $20. Just remember, I can't give advice, it's just opinions. And in my opinion, when Richard Branson goes to space, there's just absolutely no way this stock is gonna trade at $20. So if you have conviction and belief that Richard Branson is going to go to space one day, then really You're not buying in at a bad price, but you need to form your own conclusion on how you think this is going to play out. My conclusion is 99% chance it's going to happen, 1% chance it isn't going to happen. Okay, so long term with Virgin Galactic is a different story because the stock is no longer going to be trading on news. It's going to be trading on fundamentals, and their financial situation will actually matter more, where it's going to depend on how much revenue they're bringing in, are they making profits, what their cash burn rate is. All this stuff is going to matter so much more, and news isn't going to be as significant. It's not going to move the stock in the same way it is today, being that we're still pre-revenue. So I'm not going to do a prediction long-term Virgin Galactic. I think we all know there's just massive opportunity here, and I am very bullish on the long-term outlook of this company. So I am going to be holding shares long-term as well, but I do plan on capitalizing on the possible huge short-term gains too. So my big thing with investing, I like to jump into stocks before the big hype. Virgin Galactic currently isn't trading like a massively hyped up stock is, like a lot of the EV companies we've seen. If you really want to 5x your return fast, you need to be in before the hype. If you guys are interested in finding opportunities like that in the stock market, that is basically what I do all day long. I try to find opportunities like that. So if that interests you, please feel to subscribe. I will do my best to find this opportunity for you guys. But as always, make sure you do your own research and come to your own conclusions. These are just my conclusions and my opinions. That's all I really have for this video. If you found it informative, please drop a like on it, comment down below, and subscribe if you like this kind of content. And I'll see you guys in the next video.